Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Thank you for tuning in again. It is I, Brady, here with
Elijah
and
Chance.
All right, these are your three co-stars, the best of friends.
The best of friends.
The three amigos, you could say. Good job. No, that's good because you don't want to get copyrighted. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
That's totally what I meant.
You made a remix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the podcast, they will throw a hot track on there for you.
Yeah.
All right. So the lineup this week, everyone, is we're doing Iron Giant to start off, and then we got Chronicle, and finishing off with everybody's favorite superhero movie, Daredevil.
How can you watch the movie when you're blind?
Exactly.
Look at this photograph. Oh, sorry.
We'll get into that in a little bit. Don't worry. So to start things off, we will be spoiling these movies. If you haven't seen them yet, get on that. We will also be putting a timestamp right here.
Welcome to Boys Night Pictures. The showing for Chronicle will begin at the 25-minute mark. The showing for Daredevil will begin at the 57-minute mark. And the showing for Iron Giant will begin right now.
All right. So we'll put in that timestamp. Will tell you exactly where to start in the podcast if you'd like to skip around to specific movies or however you'd like to do it. There will be cursing, so this is an explicit warning. Explicit?
You got it.
I can't read your handwriting, Chance. So there will be cursing. We'll try to keep it clean for the first minute or so because we like to be monetized. So that's it. So let's just jump right into it, everyone.
And at the end of this podcast, there's going to be a special segment that I thought out that neither of my co-stars know about, and who knows, maybe I won't even make it in.
Maybe it'll be the hot track I'm talking about.
I want it. Wait, is that even going to be in this cut?
Yeah, we're all in this. We're going. This
Heck
is all
yes.
live. It's not like we had 6 takes before this.
Yeah.
We're first tryers.
We're in this. We're in this.
By the
Yeah.
way, I hope you keep Namaste in. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like that too. It's every time I start, you're gonna hear Namaste in the beginning. That's how I know it's me starting it.
We all have our different intro.
It gives me that energy.
Yeah.
All right. So the first movie up on the docket is
Iron Giant.
Oh,
Okay.
ladies
So
and gentlemen.
big.
So,
Vin Diesel.
if you've listened to me before, you know that I'm terrible at summaries. So I'm pulling this straight from IMDb. That way, you know for sure what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay.
Past a minute. It's okay.
Yeah, we passed a minute. I was looking at it. I was like, okay.
And fuck.
Well, maybe I'm not pulling it from IMDb.
We should just hit it like a button that just says fuck like right after a minute, just so we know we're clear.
Nut.
It's the nut button. You can blow our nut with the cuss words.
Big ol' nut.
Here we go. Okay, plot summary. So, this is from Anthony. Anthony.
I like how you're giving him credit though. That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys want to do it, but this is just for me because, I want you guys to know what you're watching here. So, this is a story of a 9-year-old boy named Hogarth Hughes who makes friends with an innocent alien giant robot that came from outer space. Meanwhile, a paranoid U.S. government agent named Kent Mansley arrives in town, determined to destroy the giant at all costs. It's up to Hogarth to protect him by keeping him at
Kiki Ballmer.
by keeping him at Dean McCoffin's place in the junkyard. So yeah, that's the summary of it.
That's the general
That's
gist.
way
of this
better
movie.
than what I would have done.
No, that was you. That was
Robot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's you.
Thanks, Anthony. Prayers.
What's up?
Okay.
I think the first thing we have to talk about, because it changed my whole perspective about this movie. I had no idea. This is like one of my childhood movies, and not even halfway, like 5 minutes in, Brady's like, I think Vin Diesel plays Iron Giant. I was like, there's no way. He's like, I don't know why I have that thought. I gotta double check.
Because straight up we were like, you're joking, right? Like,
It's that thought, like as we're watching the movie, just popped into my head that hey, isn't that Vin Diesel? And for some reason, I thought I was wrong because why would you think Vin Diesel's the Iron Giant?
yeah,
But
because Vin Diesel also plays the voice of Groot.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, dude, you're thinking of Groot.
Idiot.
Yeah,
And then-
that's a giant tree, idiot.
Not a giant robot from space.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it's a 100% Vin Diesel.
Yeah, 100%.
It changed the whole movie.
Yeah, so now every time you see Iron Giant, it's Vin Diesel's face.
Yeah, and it's funny because he's bald too. So it just, if Iron Giant stares at you, it's just a giant Vin Diesel
Yeah.
being like Triple X, Fast and Furious,
Triple X.
winning's winning.
I am giant. I don't know.
Don't fuck with my family.
Yeah. So yeah, that was crazy. I was kind of blown away by that part. And yeah, the rest of the movie.
Just Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
Couldn't
it's
not
literally
picture
just Vin
him.
Diesel talking to me.
Yeah, I know. Sorry,
He's
guys.
pissed.
Sorry, I broke that that glass pane.
So needless to say, I used to like this movie.
But the first time that Hogarth meets up with Iron Giant, it's the only part that I disagree with, because if that was me in Hogarth's shoes, I'm screaming and running so far away.
Yeah. Well, the only difference is that Hogarth, he went there looking for him though. He wanted to find him.
Yeah.
And he's not a bitch like you though.
I'm also not 10 years old.
No, but in all reality though, he's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. Even though I defended it, I still think that you're probably more right. Just
Yeah, because he's looking to find this giant because he's watching a horror movie, but even in kidhead, you're just like playing pretend, and then that shit happens, be like, fuck.
Yeah, he almost got squashed.
Yeah, how tall is the Iron Giant?
He's huge.
Big.
Over 100 feet. Easy.
Yeah.
What we said? 94 feet was the size of his dick. I mean, like it's gotta be. He's gotta be ginormous.
You look at what he has later on. Come on, man.
But yeah, he's gotta be like. That's another thing that I actually really liked about this movie was the scaling. They did a really good job at. Like there were times where you could tell like it was different in other scenes, just because of the depth. It was like weird to put it into real life aspects, but like for the most part, when he's walking and like he almost gets crushed by the Iron Giant, you're like, oh shit, he almost got crushed.
Yeah, like,
and he's huge. It's like the whole Godzilla, like in the new Godzilla movie, you get that too. Like you feel how big. Oh, it's really good. That's gonna be another one.
Yeah, they did a good job with that because of the very first scene that you see him in. The boat thinks that he's a lighthouse.
Yeah.
And then after the scene with Hogarth meeting up with him, Mom's driving away and he looks back and you see what you think is trees, and then he just is staring at you over the trees with his little like eyes going over him.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I love the scene. Of this movie.
what was your guys' most memorable scene? For me, every time I think of the Iron Giant, I always go back to the diner scene with the squirrel.
Yeah.
Every
Honestly.
time I think of that movie, it's always that guy, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do, and unzips his pants and the squirrel flies out.
Yeah.
That's
Every
all
time
I think
of
about.
Iron Giant, I think of him. I can't even remember his name anymore. It was like Dean.
Dean, like
Yeah.
the real actors, like Henry Connick Jr.
Yeah.
My most kind of scene is in the diner as well, but it's when him and Mansley, Hogarth and Hansy are making the milkshakes.
Yeah, Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, as a kid, like seeing that milkshake, I'm like, dude, it looks like the best milkshake of all time. And I
agree
never
with you.
understood why he ran to the restroom. I'm just like, is he sick? Like, but then watching it now, it's like, oh, he put laxatives. But Hogarth looks amazing.
Yeah.
Every time he crumbles the chocolate in there, I'm like, I need to do that.
You hear that crumbling sound
Called
too?
a
That little
mudslide?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you call it?
I couldn't tell you.
I think it's a mudslide.
But
I honestly couldn't tell you either.
I need to now buy a milkshake and crumble up a chocolate bar all over it because
I think you need to freeze that chocolate bar first, though. Because he
dude,
crumbled
so
it.
good. Oh, and he's like a great like
a cheese grater.
Yeah. Not
Cheese
like
grater with, like, chocolate?
Not the big one, but like the really fine one. Yum.
My cheese.
My cheese.
Iron Giant himself, though, he's just a cute character, to be honest. Like, he just has moments of just... Yeah.
Well, that was my first note was, so when he lands, I think it's when he lands in the ocean, he gets a dent on his head, and that's kind of what makes him, like, all ditzy and everything, and, what?
Landslide. Called a landslide.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah,
Okay.
you were really close.
But yeah, he shows curiosity when what happens. He Hogarth starts running away, or something like that, and then he's looking at him with like a straight face, and then he like cocks his head, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's just
because
he's
like
like
a
a kid.
robot.
Yeah.
And then showing curiosity.
Shit, dude, I think he's sentient. I don't even think he's a robot.
Yeah.
I think android's probably better.
But yeah, he kind of just reminds me of like a kid because he's just trying to learn everything.
Yeah.
He's just
Definitely.
a hungry little guy.
Yeah.
Takes a bite out of Mansley's car.
Yeah.
And then when Mansley like freaks out about it, you just see his hand pull the car into the forest. I hate saying it, but the voice kind of makes him cute sometimes because when he's imitating Hogarth, he's like
yeah. I like
you Vin Diesel.
Doesn't he do like a fake laugh like
Oh yeah.
That part gets me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then when he's like
crazy.
Like, oh yeah. Or when he picks up the rock, he's like, "This is a rock," and he's like, "Rock," and then he picks up a tree and he's like, "Rock." That part always cracked me up. That's so funny.
They're all rocks.
Everything is a rock. I will be in the Fast and Furious movies with Rock.
Mansley? I almost called him Shooter McGavin again. If you didn't know, the actor that plays Mansley, the voice actor, is the same actor in Happy Gilmore that plays Shooter McGavin. And he is one of the worst animated characters I've ever seen. Not but I just hate him.
Yeah.
They do a good job of making you hate the guy.
Yeah, he's a pile.
Yeah, he's a huge pile.
He's a good heel.
He just wants his own. He wants fame for taking down this mythical beast or whatever or this thing from another country that's attacking America, and you'll do anything.
Russians.
He interrogates Hogarth through like most of this movie, tries following him, stays in his house, and then eventually like chloroforms Hogarth at one point.
Yeah.
Which
that was kind of crazy.
I had no idea that was like a thing back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just thought like, oh, you just put a rag over his mouth.
Yeah, like
that's how you knock people out.
I don't know, like closed his nostril or something
for a split second.
When I was a kid, and the scene where Mansley is around the table, and like his mom comes in like, oh hey, look who moved in. I never understood that the room was for rent. I just thought she started dating him.
Yeah.
So I like when I was a kid, I was like, why would you choose him? He's an ass. This guy sucks.
Dean.
You don't even know him. Like, I remember just going off on the mom in my head when I was a kid every time.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm an idiot, and she was doing the what's the word I'm looking for? Fiscally responsible thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When you're a single mom in the 50s taking care of your kid.
Yeah.
Rent that room out, yeah.
Yeah. This is a nice house, too.
It is a nice house.
She got a lot of acreage.
Yeah. I really like the time period they put this in is perfect, because it's a little history for you nerds out there. This is during the Red Scare, which came after World War II, when a lot of nukes were being made. So Russia was making a lot, we were making a lot, and we had this thing called, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. Essentially, it's we both have nukes, so we know if one launches it, then the other guy's screwed, and they'll launch it, so that'll make me screwed.
Was that like the whole guerrilla warfare thing?
No, guerrilla warfare is that's like small group tactics to fight a larger army.
Oh, okay.
This is it's called like I can't remember what it's called. It's really on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, it's basically Russia has nukes, America has nukes.
Yeah.
If Russia launches nukes, America will launch theirs. So that makes you not want to launch yours, but you're still going to make a shit ton.
Yeah.
And everybody in this time period was fucking scared.
Yeah.
Because they never knew when the button's going to get pushed. That's why the Bay of Pigs was so big.
Oh,
It all ties into that.
Mm-hmm. History
for you nerds. Great setting for the movie.
History lesson for you nerds.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's a nerd now.
I'm still not convinced that Hogarth doesn't have superpowers. He should be dead. And many points in this movie when he's in the car.
So I was just thinking of that.
Yeah, and Iron Giant's holding the car, and he spins at like 100 miles an hour.
Mach 5.
And Hogarth just never passes out.
Yeah. He's like, that was fun.
When they're playing in the lake or whatever.
Oh,
and then
and
then Giant jumps in their cannonballs. He never gets submerged into water long enough to where he passes out from drowning.
Yeah.
But then he somehow catches onto a tree without hurting any part of his body.
Yeah.
And the whole flying scene.
Where he flew?
Yeah, with just him in like his hand.
Oh, yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah.
There's no way that he lived.
Chance, anyone ever explain the Speed Force to you? Because I love the Flash, but it's the same bullshit with the Flash.
Yeah.
You can't grab someone going 600 miles an hour and not expect them to blow up.
Yeah, and I would laugh so hard if Iron Giant's just like flying with him and he's like, oh, that was so much fun. He looks and Hogarth's just gone because
I was like splattened.
Yeah,
like One Punch Man, he kills his brother the first episode. Oh man.
Oh, but yeah. So drawing back to the scene where he jumps in the river, or it's a lake, I guess. Mm-hmm. The fucking Dean, he's sitting outside and it makes like basically a small tsunami.
Yeah.
And he gets flushed, like he's sitting in a chair, he gets flushed into the road and like right into the right lane. And this guy pulls up and he's like, hey, you're in the middle of the road, dude. And he's like, yeah. He's like, "You're in the road." He's like, "Yeah."
All right.
Yeah, he's like, "All right," and then just moves along. Oh, it's so funny. It cracked me up. But yeah, honestly, like, well, I think another big reason I like this movie so much. So I never watched this as a kid.
Oh, really?
I think I watched it like probably a couple years ago. Shit, I actually have this movie too. I didn't realize that we both had it.
Sitting in your parents' house.
Oh no, is that mine? Was that my movie?
No,
that was yours,
no,
right?
that's mine.
It was
Okay.
unwrapped, so does that tell you?
Yeah, that's probably mine.
I just bought it recently and watched it, and I still loved it. Like I would have loved it as a kid.
Yeah.
But mainly because I love it when movies and stuff take real life aspects and they don't make stuff up that's in our lives. So like in one of the scenes, Iron Giant, he puts on an S and pretends to be Superman because he wants to be Superman. And I think that's cool because some cartoons they'll take like some random thing, like I want to be Power Man or something, you know, like it's not a real superhero in our lives.
Yeah.
So it's really cool when we see it in other cartoons because they're like, oh, this kid is just like me, you know?
Yeah.
So I love stuff like that. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
And it made like a big hit in this one too, because even like Iron Giant, he wanted to be Superman. I thought that was so cool.
He pretty much is Superman because getting flown down from wherever he's from, he's probably not meant to here to be a nice person, but probably forgets anything of his past because throughout the movie, whenever he sees a gun, he starts like getting super defensive and turns on his like evil mode. So I'm like he has a dent in his head, which I'm pretty sure is suppressing all of his like actual design for murder or whatever. Yeah. And then he just turns out to be the hero because he builds bonds with people on Earth and wants to protect them, and has a stint where he, flips a little bit.
Yeah, he goes a little crazy.
He goes a little nuts.
Yeah, and that's like the big twist is that he when he sees Hogarth's gun, it's like a little toy laser gun. Yeah, he freaks out and then he's like, kill, and he fucking shoots a laser at him. And I think that's actually cool too because we figure out the dent in his head was what caused it, and when he really freaks out, the dent pops out
and then he goes full nuts.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah. I thought it was funny when the hunting scene, though. I mean, it's not really funny, but he's getting all sad with the deer. But then he sees the gun, and you see his eyes go a little dark, and then you hear Hogarth go giant. He's like, huh?
Yeah, he's like, what? I love little stuff like that.
The whole like the last part of the movie when he's going nuts is actually pretty cool. Like for back then, the effects. He's turning into like a literal gun. Yeah, he's just killing everyone. There's no way he didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, we were going to ask that. Do you think he killed people?
I think he killed people when he dived to save those two kids falling. You remember? Because they're falling, and there's a crowd around this building, and then you see Iron Giant just dive right by this building.
Well, no one reacted to him killing people, so maybe he didn't.
That are just like, oh, he saved the kid. And as soon as he walks away, they look on the ground, they're just splats.
They're in the ground.
It was their time.
And dude, he was launching like nukes out, like when he was shooting.
Oh yeah, he literally made a giant ass fucking nuke.
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy.
That just makes shit disappear.
Yeah. Because
he shot at a tank. It was just a little green orb. It just makes it disappear to nothing. That's pretty.
So there's a kill right there. There's got to be someone in that tank. Because the next tank you see people run out of. Yeah. The first tank just gets wiped out.
So Iron Giant, confirmed killer.
Yeah, confirmed murderer.
He freaks out because he thinks that Hogarth dies because he was shot down with Hogarth in his hands, and then he like tried moving him and he was limp.
Just like the deer was earlier.
But he didn't wait for any. Didn't check a pulse.
Yeah, because Hogarth yelled at because when he went to pick up the deer and look at it, Hogarth yelled at him, "You don't touch dead things." Yeah. So he's like dead. He just like drops him,
and then he freaks out. Hogarth is alive.
Spoiler alert.
He fucking shouldn't be though. Yeah, because that was the scene where he's like he has him in his hand and he's falling down to earth or whatever. Yeah, and then when he crashes, Hogarth ends up like away from him.
Yeah. So he got launched.
Yeah, if that happens, it's like.
No broken bone.
Oh, he landed in snow. He's okay.
Hogarth is a real Superman.
He's the real alien.
But yeah, Hogarth eventually calms down Iron Giant, but Mansley, he wants to shoot the nuke at Mr. Giant anyways. Oh, yeah. And without even thinking, like his commander being like, the nuke's gonna come here. Where are we at? We're gonna die.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, oops.
He's like, he basically says, fuck America, and he goes to drive off. I'm not dying for America. And he just goes to drive off, and they're like, no, and they hold him there.
Yeah.
I do like how they did that, but I wish that we would have gotten like a more resolution to what they did after that part.
Yeah.
I want to see him in Guantanamo Bay. He's just getting fucking... I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'm gonna get fucking.
He's getting dieseled.
It ends off with Iron Giant talking to Hogarth because he's starting to realize what's going to happen because Hogarth tells him this is going to come and kill everyone, which is super dark for a kids movie.
Yeah, it literally gets so sad because they're like,
we're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die.
And you hear that klaxon in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dark tone for a kids movie, but I mean, as a kid, I never realized it.
Yeah.
But then
Iron Giant's there.
Iron Giant says to Hogarth, which Hogarth said to him, he's like, I go, you stay, and then takes off to space and leads a nuke up there.
Just like Groot.
Yeah. Self-sacrifice for the team.
Wonder where they got that from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, then he takes that nuke like a fucking champion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we didn't talk about, so earlier in the movie, what happens? How does he...
Where?
What part of the movie? There's a lot of parts
in
in
this
this
one
movie.
part. You guys remember that? So, I actually can't remember how he gets hurt. Oh, it's the train, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, when the
he
train
gets-
smashes his ass.
Yeah, he gets hit by the train. You find out he can, like, self-heal.
As long as his satellite's intact, he can pull them all together.
Yeah, so, he ends up
I
fucking...
think.
Yeah.
We don't really know if his satellite's fucked.
Really, no. His 94-foot satellite. So, he ends up flying up to the nuke and, like, I guess destroying it.
I like to think he just punched it.
Yeah. Because it doesn't really show what he does, does it?
No,
No.
it just shows him leaving because he goes
Yeah.
into space to intercept it.
Yeah.
Because even
So
at
that'd be
like
cool.
a certain height, it would still fuck everybody up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like how they added that in. That like because you see him in space is how you know. Like, oh, okay, I shouldn't say space. He broke the atmosphere,
Yeah.
so he's like right above the Earth.
Yeah. That's probably why.
And then you get a
Teaser?
6 months in the future. I think.
Yeah.
It's like it's either a year or half a year into the future, and then we get the military sent Hogarth a little screw. Like,
Yeah.
hey, your best friend's fucking dead, but here's a
Yeah.
screw to remember.
Here's
him
a
by.
finger.
Oh, that's the part.
So then it goes to night, and you hear like a beeping sound, and it's like, wait a minute, we've heard that beeping before. When he put himself together from the train attack.
When the train's
When
attacked.
the train attacked him. You hear that beeping sound, and that's all of his parts being recalled together. So then Hogarth opens the window and lets the screw just fall out. And I was thinking, why would you not follow it, dude? Maybe he's like somewhere close to you.
Yeah.
Good fucking thing he didn't.
Yeah.
It turns out it goes all the way to Iceland. There's no way in hell a kid from America, we don't even know where. I'm going to say Kansas just because of the Superman thing.
Yeah.
Middle America. He's not getting to fucking Iceland. There's no way. And then it ends with Iron Giant's eyes opening. While his head's buried in the
In his
snow.
little satellite.
And the legs are like hopping
That
around.
part's cool. Yeah, you
Yeah.
see like a figure like doing this
Yeah,
thing.
Honestly,
Yeah.
he was still way too put together for him to
No,
be
yeah.
fucking punching
Absolutely.
like a fucking nuke, but it's alright.
It's alright.
Whatever.
I kind
The
of
train does the same damage as a nuke.
Yeah.
he has a certain threshold where he gets fucked up, so he's fine.
Oh, and also, Hogarth's mom and Dean, they're banging.
They're
Start
banging.
flopping at
They
the
get
end.
together.
And the mom is Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Made the movie better.
Honestly, yeah, they had like really
Explains
good voice
so
actors.
much for me.
Yeah.
It's just like I think it's just a really good movie.
It was good. Yeah, we ready for scores?
Well, first, the budget.
Oh, yeah, yes.
So it had...
I wonder.
There's like different budgets around. It ranged from like 48 to 70 mil. But either way, it made 23 mil.
Oh.
It was a flop. And there was multiple different reasons that I saw. The two was bad marketing from the creators. And it launched on the same day as Sixth Sense.
Shit.
Which was like a huge movie back then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I want to
That's pretty
say,
wild.
I think there was also issues with the Superman thing. I know you guys liked it, but I think there was licensing issues with
Really?
it. I could be wrong.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah,
I
because
think that's why most people don't have
that's
real license.
absolutely why they don't say actually
Yeah.
Superman. They replace it with Power Man because they don't want to pay DC
It'd be like
money.
putting Nickelback in a movie or something.
Idiots.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get some ratings going.
So I go. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of something funny to say.
Oh,
No, I'm just gonna go 8 out of 10 stars for me.
Yeah.
8 out of 10 Soviet stars. There we go.
Soviet.
I'm doing 4 Chocolax milkshakes out of 5.
There we go. Landslides.
I gave it a 4-star. I gave it a 4-inch iron giant dick.
He's just got 4 inch
out of 5. Out of 5.
You just want to scare the local ladies. All right, so we good to move on to the next one?
Yep, let's hit it.
Doing Chronicle now. So Chronicle is about 3 friends. Well, really, it kind of follows one guy in the beginning. His name is Andrew, and he has an abusive ass home life. His mom's dying of some illness, and his dad's a cunt. I know we don't throw that word around a lot, but I'm going to. His dad sucks.
Yeah, he sucks.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, this kid is bullied all the time, and he decides that he's going to start filming everything in his life. He's going to film his abuse. He's going to film his school life. He just wants to start filming things. So then we're introduced to his cousin, Matt.
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, Matt. We're introduced to his cousin, Matt. And his cousin is the closest thing to a friend he has, but he's not really his friend in the beginning. He's just kind of a guy who tolerates him.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to give him rides to school.
Yeah, he gives him rides everywhere. Mainly just to school because he doesn't really do much other than that. So it follows these 2 guys, and Matt invites his cousin, Andrew, to a party. Mm-hmm. That's when we meet our 3rd main character, whose name is Steve, played by the illustrious Michael B. Jordan. That we all fucking love. We stan Michael B. Jordan in this house.
Yeah. We haven't stated it, but now we have.
Yeah, now we yes. So, he then is throwing this huge fucking party at like a rave, essentially. I think it's his party. It might not actually be his party. Just for some reason in my head, it's his party.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're at this big party, and Matt and Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking Steve Harrington. My bad. I was like, that's not Michael B. Jordan.
He's got no hair, Harrington.
So Steve and Matt, shit! They find a hole in the ground, and they decide to go investigate it. They get Andrew because he has a camera. One thing leads to another, and they all have fucking telekinesis. They all have superpowers. They all can do the same thing. They all, essentially what I said, have telekinesis. And then the movie kind of follows their, really like how they handle it, how they go about it, and then one of them just starts slowly degrading over time, and it goes fucking bonkers after that. And that's pretty much the summary of the movie, without giving anything away. And then before we get into it, the first thing I want to talk about is how awesome of a marketing campaign these guys had.
Oh yeah.
Because one of the things I remember most about the movie is the fucking commercial they had where they showed people flying in the air in New York. Mm-hmm. They put them on drones, and they had like actual clothes on them. So it looked like people were really flying around.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest marketing techniques I've ever seen.
Yeah. That was a huge thing, I remember, because
people are going to want to find out why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, are people flying? I remember there's a video. They took the commercial, and then they did like a behind the scenes of the commercial. They filmed people reacting to it, and people were on the ground freaking out.
Yeah.
Like screaming like, what's going on? Like, how are those people up there? It was,
so crazy.
It gets me so jazzed whenever I think of it.
Yeah. Because, I remember that being, like, ginormous. Like,
yeah.
Because, for real, people thought it was actual people. Because it looked so realistic, too.
Oh, yeah. Because, well, when they're up close, they don't look too real, but when they're fucking 30,000 feet in the air, and you can see them flying around.
Yeah,
maybe not 30,000, not airplane altitude, but they're up like skyscrapers.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so cool. I love that.
I want to start with, like, the first scene, though. Yeah. Because that first scene is suspenseful in itself, where Andrew's showing his camera, and it's because around this time it was like big for found footage films. We got the Paranormal Activities, we got Cloverfield, and this was
Blair Witch Project. That was probably the first one.
And then this movie as well. But you think it's going to be like a normal thing because he just wants it for fun. But the main purpose he had the camera first was to pretty much have proof on his dad, because the dad's like banging on his door, and then he's like, "What are you doing there?" He's like, "I'm recording all of this," and you just hear him slamming the door, and you hear him like stomp off, and they build it up because you think he's going to come back. Like me and Brady both were like, I thought he was just going to charge at the door.
Dude, yeah, definitely.
It definitely puts you in the mindset of Andrew at the very beginning.
Yes,
you feel that suspense that he feels all the time.
They really connect you really fast with Andrew, because honestly, the main character in my eyes is Andrew. I know it's switched between Matt. You can make the argument it's Matt, but
I think it's Andrew.
I think it's Andrew, just because we see him develop the most throughout the whole movie, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
It's so upsetting. It's real quick. The dad if you watch House of Cards, the dad is Doug Stamper. His real name is Michael Kelly. I did not know it was Doug until... Well, obviously we watched this movie first, so maybe I'm not going to connect that. But when I love House of Cards. I haven't seen the last season. I heard it's ass. That's upsetting. Wow. But anyway, Doug Stamper in that show, if you've seen him in that show, putting him in the role of an abusive father really makes sense. Because he's fucking crazy in House of Cards. So you can see him just snap and become an abusive dickhead dad.
He was really good.
He was really good.
He played that part super well.
Do you guys have like any like scenes at the beginning that you thought were that's like stood out?
In the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
My thing was, does Matt burn? I think he does.
Oh, he burns.
He burns.
He burns.
Yeah.
He burns hard.
You mean knock off Chris Evans? Yeah, he burns.
Honestly, the opening scene that stands out to me the most, you already kind of covered it.
Yeah.
It's the whole abuse scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It kind of stood out to me because when they're talking about the party before they went, Andrew says like some quote or whatever to Matt, and he kind of just shrugs it off like, "Oh, my cousin's being a weirdo." Mm-hmm. But then as soon as the cute girl who has the same interests as Andrew shows up, he uses the exact same quote on her.
Yep.
And even at the party, he's like, "Pretty lame, right?" Even though he's the one that wanted to go.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of some people who say you just gotta say it louder than people to steal their fucking credit. Only thing I'm saying to you, Brady, is I'm the apex predator. Okay?
I'm telling you, Chance has a habit of making funny jokes, but he does not say it loud. So I'll fucking take the credit.
I agree with Andrew. He's the hero.
And then, every time Brady steals Chance's joke, Chance is like, "I could crush you, you know that."
I want to say that forever now.
Fuck, dude, that's hilarious. This movie, to me, I think is the most realistic superpower movie of all of them.
Yeah.
I honestly can't think of another realistic superpower movie. Just because this one... I don't give a shit who you are. If you're bullied your whole life and you have an abusive house and you get powers, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell... Okay, Peter Parker, he's not real.
Yeah.
He's not a real person. Yeah. So I think in real life, Peter Parker, if he would become Spider-Man, would probably kill a lot of people. Yeah. Well, I guess if you have Uncle Ben, you just won't. Yeah. The guy's a fucking angel.
Angel.
But yeah, you see, because he's like under the totem pole for so long, and then he finally has powers, and he gets to see what he can do. He just gets power hungry. Yeah. Because he's like, I'm finally on top.
Yeah. Here's a spoiler for everybody. Andrew turns into the bad guy in this movie.
Yeah.
There isn't... You might think that the dad's a bad guy, but like you don't really get a true bad guy until the last half hour of the movie, and that's when Andrew really just steps up because even when they all have powers, Andrew still feels like the outsider. Mm-hmm. And we'll get to the scene eventually, but he gets super embarrassed at school and he decides, fuck it, I'm going to start doing exactly what I want. I evolved past everybody else. And I can do what I want.
I think that's why this movie's so realistic in the like given superhero or superpower sense, is because it's like if you're like supervillains, they have some weird fucking shit that they want to do, like but in this movie it's like they're human and then they're given this ability, so it's like the shit that you've been through, you're gonna finally be like, I have the power to put this back on you. Yeah. And like that's exactly what happens in the movie. I think that's why I like it so much, because it's for real, like you feel it the whole movie, because it's like this person is literally his cousin, it's his family, and he is the enemy. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? So it really makes you think about that kind of shit. Yeah. It's like,
I love as soon as they get the powers too, because usually in superhero movies when they get the powers, it like goes into this whole like, oh, I can't believe this, but literally the next scene they're just testing out their powers on each other, throwing baseballs at each other and trying to stop it, and you see like a montage of them using it in public, moving cars,
just kind of being dicks, but
but it's what teenagers would do.
They don't do anything egregious. The worst thing they do is they fucking pick up a car and move it to another parking spot.
Dude, and
that's the worst thing they do. So it's not even that bad.
Yeah, but it's like, how do they not get caught?
Yeah.
And it was so funny, too, because when she came out, so, like, they moved it, she comes out, and she's, like, looking for her car, and he's like, don't pay attention to us. We're just Mormons. And I was like, where did you get that from?
And that's when they start laughing really hard, because they understand they just said something stupid. Yeah. It's real. That's pretty real.
Yeah.
I love like all the chemistry that these three people have. Like they seem like actual genuine friends up to a point. Yeah. And the way that they built up that chemistry is they had all three of them like stay in a house for like over 2 weeks, so they can build that like little friendship bond that they have.
Dude, that's cool.
And you can definitely tell because they just all seem like they're having fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't like you don't see anything like truly bad happen until after the fun montage.
Yeah.
When they're like driving home.
The last scene of the fun montage is where they gets fucked.
Yeah. Like it's pouring down rain. They're driving home, and a truck is like tailing them and like getting really close and just kind of antagonizing him for some reason. We don't know why.
Just being an asshole.
But like it goes through, you see Andrew like he's just like kind of staring at the car. And then all of a sudden he's just like abracadabra.
Yeah. Well, he tells him, hey, he gives him the camera and says, "Watch this."
Yeah.
Watch this.
Yeah. Because throughout the whole day they're all like showing their powers and they're
dicking
being like,
around.
"Oh, that's so cool, Andrew!" Like they're hyping him up because he's like so advanced with the powers compared to him, and he thinks this is gonna be funny because all the people that bully him, people laugh. So he's like, "Oh, I can finally push back. Maybe it'll be funny." And it's not funny.
Yeah, because he almost kills a guy.
Yeah, puts him into a fucking river upside down.
Yep.
And they have to go get him out, and that's when they finally establish rules.
Yeah, they came up with 3 rules to begin with, which is no using it on humans.
No, living beings.
Living beings. That's all living beings. That's right.
Yeah.
Not doing it when you're angry. And then wasn't there a third
I think
one?
it was just 2 rules.
Oh, I guess
I
there's just
think
2.
it was-
I
I
could have
thought
sworn
there
there
was
was 3.
But I can't remember what it was.
Don't do it in public.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what it is. So they're not allowed to do it when others are around because they don't want to get caught. You can't do it on anything living because what Andrew did to that guy. And then don't do it when you're angry because you fly off the handle when you're angry.
Mm-hmm.
And all 3 of these are broken. Hardcore.
Hardcore.
Oh, I don't even know.
There's a cool flying scene
Oh, yeah.
where they all show up where Steve's at, and he's just, they can't find him, but then he's actually like, look up, and he's just flying.
Yeah.
Teaches all them how to fly, and once you see them actually start floating, it just cuts to them just jetting through the air.
They're just fucking, they got like windbreakers on them, they're just flying around in the air. And then leads to one of the coolest scenes in the movie for me.
Yeah.
When they're playing catch in the air, such a sick scene, and then
dude,
that fucking airplane comes out of nowhere.
Because it's so calm.
Yeah.
It's like such a calm scene because they're literally in the clouds.
Yeah.
And it's so quiet.
Then you hear something. Do you hear that?
And then just whoa,
A giant airplane just nails Steve.
Yeah.
And he's falling, and then Andrew just out of nowhere snags him.
Yeah.
Saves his ass.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing we see is the camera flipping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just hear like, oh, he saved me. But it's kind of, he saves Steve and the camera.
Yeah. Well, he saves Steve first, and then the camera.
Yeah. But thankfully, Matt wasn't falling too.
Yeah. I don't know where Matt was.
I think he was probably the only one that was in control.
Yeah.
Well, Steve was the only one I think got like flipped.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then but at the end of that scene, you just think their friendship becomes bigger. Because Steve is like hugging Andrew, like, you saved my fucking life. And like, give him a kiss on the cheek.
And the camera?
And you got the camera, let's look at that recording. He goes back to it. And you just think, yeah, dude, these guys are like best fucking friends.
They stay up late when they're at the sleepover
Yeah.
too. It's what you do in high school.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
And
whenever you stay at someone's house, no one falls asleep for hours, and you sit there talking sometimes until like in middle of conversation, you just
until someone can't read the room and you fall asleep.
And yeah, that was one of the things. It was really cool because it made me think of like back in high school because they were like, I don't know about you guys, but this was the best night of my life. And they were all like, agreed.
Yeah. No, to be fair for them, they just flew in the fucking air.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Why wouldn't it be the best?
yeah, they topped us.
I don't know,
So
dude.
funny.
We had a redunction night.
That's true. We did. Should we just head to like the talent show and then? what
Yeah, I was
happens
about to
after
say.
that?
I was about to
actually
jump into that.
Forgot about the talent show.
Before the talent show, there was a really nice, heartwarming scene where it's just Steve and Andrew, just them,
Oh.
and they're hanging out, and then Steve is basically talking to Andrew like, "Dude, you have a lot more talent than you think you do. You need to sign for the talent show. I'll help you. Like, dude, I got you."
Mm-hmm.
And you just think like, "Fuck, these guys are gonna be really good friends."
Mm-hmm.
And then they decide to do the talent show together, and they obviously fucking win because they're using their powers during it, and they're doing like a magic sequence juggling thing. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Bouncing on a beam.
A tightrope, it's
Yeah.
a slack line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He easily won.
Yeah,
You
easily.
see all
won.
the other competition.
So-
Don't even call him that.
So Andrew kicks ass at this. Steve helps him out. He becomes part of the show, but it's really Andrew's gig.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrew then becomes on top of the world. Everybody at the school loves him.
Yeah.
And then they go... So I think this is actually Steve's party next. The first one wasn't. I just always thought both of them were.
Mm-hmm.
So then they go to a giant fucking party that Steve's throwing. I think it's at his house. And that's when Andrew's just really getting the fucking nines, dude. People were just like, yeah, dude, we love you. You're the best.
Doing good at beer pong.
Yeah, he's even killing beer pong while he's cheating.
Yeah,
and there's also a nice lady is paying attention to him and is hanging all over him.
Who is actually his real life girlfriend?
Is it really?
Well, was. I don't know if they still are, but was
gotcha.
During the shooting.
Gotcha.
So that's why they had like a little bit of chemistry going.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why you can see it, yeah. While he's sitting on the chair, you can really see it.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's cool.
they, him and this girl, Andrew is the social outcast for all of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's his senior year. So we can make the assumptions that this is his first time doing any of these things.
Oh,
all of it. First time doing everything that you can think of.
Oh yeah, all in one night.
All in one night. Also drinking a lot.
Yeah, even at the beginning of the thing, he said he doesn't drink. So
Yeah.
this is also his first time drinking.
Yes.
Supposedly.
I would agree with that just because his dad's a hardcore alcoholic.
He
so
doesn't want to be that.
Exactly. I can definitely see that. So he then decides he gets taken up to the room, and during this time, Matt is kind of connecting with his girlfriend Casey.
Mm-hmm.
He starts dating this girl named Casey, and then Steve is just hanging out. So Matt had the camera. He gives it to Steve. This whole movie, you follow the perspective from the camera. Yes. You only look through the camera's lenses.
Or cameras.
Cameras. If there's another camera, then you see through that lens too.
Yeah.
Which is dope. It's the found
So
footage
good.
thing you're talking about. Yeah.
So good. They did it really good in
They
this
did, because you never felt like you're missing anything, really.
It was always
had
there.
some sort of camera angle.
It was great.
Like surveillance stuff.
Yeah, CCTV.
Yeah.
So Matt gives the camera to Steve. Steve then decides, hey, I'm going to go try and find Andrew. Let's go see if he became a man or not. As he goes up the stairs, that's when we see the girlfriend come running out. This fucking loser.
Yeah. Sicko.
And she's got puke all over her.
Puke all over her head.
Guess what?
You got puke on your head.
Yeah, puke on her head. Andrew goes in there, or Steve goes in, sees Andrew's pants down.
Yeah, they must have been wrestling or something. I'm not entirely
and he
sure.
just, all that turbulence, he's
It was, what?
We're joking, right? We know what we're doing. Someone's getting sloppy.
joking, right?
He was about to.
Yeah, he's about to.
He's getting that diesel.
So the reason I'm going into this,
Get
though,
that
is...
chrome dome.
The reason I'm going into this in detail is just because this is the moment where Andrew changes. It's after this party that he doesn't give a shit.
It's such a peak for him.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Right back down.
He was at such an emotional peak. He was so fucking happy. Everybody liked him, and then he pukes on a girl, and everybody hates him again.
Yeah. And
well,
literally,
he blames his friends for it.
Well,
he blames Steve for some of it because Steve comes in with the camera.
He says stop laughing.
Yeah, because he's been bullied, and he's like, "Oh, you're supposed to be my friend, you're supposed to support me, but I mean, you're drunk." But he doesn't know that.
Yeah. Well, Steve is also, he was saying it's okay, dude, don't worry about it, but he's laughing while he's saying it, and then Andrew takes that the wrong way because Andrew's also very drunk, very emotional right now.
exactly.
Not in a great part of his head. So he gets mad at Steve until Steve has shut it off, and then like I said, we just see Andrew take this downward spiral,
Which is the only time in the movie where Andrew wants a camera off.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
So one thing he doesn't want documented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's kind of crazy. Didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And then, it ends up, he ends up coming back to school. Everybody's making fun of him. Just like it used to be, but even worse now because it's you know. Yeah.
He was vulnerable.
Yeah, because it was really embarrassing.
Yeah.
There's getting your ass beat every day, but then there's, real embarrassment.
Yeah. And in this situation, he had bullies, but nobody really knew him. And people knew him, but they were like, "Oh, who cares about?"
They just thought he was the weird kid.
Now everybody knows him, and everybody has something to bully him on. You know,
everybody was at that party.
And now you kind of see an evil montage.
Yep, that's when we get to the evil montage. Well, first, the whole lightning thing.
I think he does the spider thing first.
Oh yeah, he definitely does the spider thing first.
Yeah, because
what sets him off into the sky?
He
He gets upset for some reason, then goes up there. I can't remember why he goes up there.
maybe it was something with his dad. Wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Is
It was
that
the I'll
what
crush
he
you
said?
part.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, he has this evil montage. You see him take a spider and just in one motion take all the legs out of the body, which is fucking dope sadistic scene.
Yeah.
And then
crazy. Then he ends up his dad comes in again and he's recording it and
his dad's searching his room.
finds the camera.
Finds the camera.
Yeah. So they end up having an argument and I can't remember what I guess it was about the camera, wasn't it?
Because he bought a camera with the dad's money.
Well, it's with money the dad could have used to buy medicine for the mom.
Well,
That's what he was blaming. It's it's not really his money.
He said his money, though, because he never let Andrew speak. He never knew where he got the money from.
Yeah.
Second camera is from Matt, because he replaced the first camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how he bought the first one.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
It was an old clunker one, so he probably just got it from a pawn shop.
It was a huge ass movie camera.
Yeah.
It was like ginormous.
Yeah, so the dad is basically just going off on Andrew, and then he does say my money, because my money which pays for your school, it pays for that. He's like, and then Andrew's like, I go to public school, idiot.
Yeah,
like,
you don't pay money that, you idiot.
Yeah, and that's what'd you call me? And then they start fighting,
yeah.
and that's when the dad's trying to beat up on Andrew, and Andrew just fucking throws him up against the wall. Take it away, Chance.
He's like, I could crush you right now.
He's like, I can crush you, you know that? And that's the last thing in the scene.
Yeah. And then the next thing you see is where Matt, he starts getting like bloody noses.
Yeah.
Because you start learning that they're all linked together because they all touch like the same crystal, which you can theorize about.
Down in the hole was a giant alien crystal. They touched that. That's how they got their powers.
Yeah. So yeah, like you start seeing that when one is so like emotional, they all feel it, and when one starts like overusing their powers, they also start feeling it. So he's like, something's wrong. But then it cuts to just Andrew in the sky during a lightning storm, and Steve comes up to talk to him, calm him down.
Yeah, and then they start arguing because Steve's still in the mindset that he's like, dude, you're you. Like, you don't have to be freaking out right now.
Well,
like,
also, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
Andrew does not feel that way.
Yeah, because Andrew's like, no, you're just lying to me right now. Like, nobody, I don't have any friends. And then Steve's like, dude, we're going to travel the world together. It's like, we're friends now. We had this huge experience. But he's like, I don't believe you. Yeah. And then while they're up there ends up being a lightning storm. And then next thing we know, Steve gets hit.
Yep.
With some lightning, because Andrew got a little upset.
It was Andrew, yeah. I it's not said, but I firmly believe it.
They kind of allude to it in the movie, too, because Matt's like, how does he get hit when there was no recorded lightning strikes?
Yeah, well, I also think... Well, I don't think Andrew ever told him that Steve was flying in the air with him.
No, he never... Yeah, so... I think
so you didn't even want Steve to know, or Andrew to know that Steve was there with him.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Andrew even created the storm himself.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Because, why else would there they've flown before with no nosebleeds.
Yeah. Well, as he starts yelling at Steve, go away, I don't want you here, go away, go away, go away. He says it like a lot. The more he says it, the worse the storm gets. You start seeing the storm swirling more. Yeah. So I think it's definitely tied to him.
Which is insane. Because then it really shows you the element of their powers, like how big it can get. Yeah. And like they talk about how it's like a muscle. You have to use it slowly and then build it up. Yeah. Like you can't just fucking use it to like its extent.
You can't put too much weight on it or it'll break.
Yeah, exactly. So, but then you realize like how much they can really do. Yeah. And it's another cool thing because it's like, they're only given the power of telekinesis. They're not just given the power of flight. They're not just given the power of this. It's like
training.
They're training their minds to do this.
And
they build force fields on their hands and shit like that. So it's super cool.
Andrew you see him spend most of his time using his power because like he doesn't do anything else.
Yeah.
Like so he's getting stronger than all of them so much faster because he's just concentrating everything. He floats his camera all the time around him. But yeah, Steve dies.
Yeah, so Steve gets nailed. Michael B. Jordan's out of this bitch. Yeah. He fucking dies.
That was sad.
Yeah, it was really messed up. And that's when Matt really takes it to Andrew. Like, dude, what the fuck happened? Like, I know you did something. And they kind of part ways. And that's when we said the evil montage went out. Andrew really fucking steps it up.
Yeah, he like crushes a car.
Yeah, he crushes a car.
His go ahead.
He ends up ripping teeth out of his kids in school. And not even secretly. He fucking is in the hallway, and he's like, boop, and rips his fucking teeth
He calls
out.
his name first. He gets him to look at him. He's like, what?
Yeah.
And he talks about, like, see this one? I got this one because I pulled it right at the root. Yeah, no, this one, I got right in the middle, so it kind of broke off.
That one made me unsettled.
Yeah.
Because it's like it was like a vlog.
Yeah, he was vlogging.
YouTube, and he's just, like, showing off his craft.
Yeah.
It was
fucking nuts.
And then he was like, sloppy. Because he's, like, commenting on how he did.
Yeah, and that's when he starts talking about, like, his Apex Predator thing.
Yeah.
Crushes the car.
He ends up realizing he's like, I'm the Apex Predator. I'm gonna do what I can to do. And then so he tries to get money for his mom, which is sick
because she doesn't have any of her pills.
Yeah, his mom is straight up dying, and
so they never say it in the movie, but is the dad like using her pills?
No, I just think that they're literally running out.
Well,
He might be.
how do you run out of that many doses so fast?
Because she's stage 4 cancer gonna die.
Yeah.
And they don't. It's $750 per bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They
So
don't have
crazy.
the money for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then.
But I wouldn't doubt it. Dad's a piece of shit. But you kind of get the feeling that he really loves his wife.
Yeah.
Because remember at the end when he's crying?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Her dying is your fault. He's blaming it on the son.
But yeah, so yeah, he needs money for the pills because the dad doesn't have a job because he's writing disability.
Yep, because dad's an alcoholic fuck.
So he just starts like stealing money from like random gangsters.
Yeah,
or whatever.
gangbangers or whatever they are. Drug dealers, probably.
Yeah, and then like gets upset that he doesn't have $750.
It's like, dude, you got $30 for 4
Yeah.
people. What do you expect is going to happen?
So then, he steps it up.
Yeah,
Goes
he
to a gas station.
ends up, the gas station clerk doesn't like that he just got punched with nothing. So they end up kind of doing a scuffle outside, blows up a gas tank, sends Andrew to the hospital. That's when it really kicks off.
The other guy's dead though.
The other guy's gotta be
Gotta
dead.
be.
There's
So,
no fucking way.
I'm guessing Andrew might have like with the fire suit and also his like force field that he can put around his body. That's probably what.
I think, he has to be expecting the damage.
Okay.
He was not expecting that to happen.
So it was mainly the fireman suit that saved him.
Yeah, essentially, it was because he's wearing his dad's fire gear. So they go to the hospital. His dad blames him for his mom ends up dying while he's out trying to steal shit, and his dad blames him for his mom's death. And that's what really sets him off, and he just blows up the hospital.
Yeah,
the floor he's on, he just fucking blows it up.
Yeah, because the dad's like telling him while he's in a coma, and he's like, "I want you to wake up," and then you see him like his hands starting to like twitch, and then as soon as like. I think he like reaches for him or something.
I think he wished to grab him, and then,
Andrew just grabs his iron,
that was
and then you just see the
crazy.
camera of the hospital room, and then you see the whole wall just
Yep.
shoot out,
which
and,
was dope.
and that's when Matt starts realizing shit's going down because they're connected.
He gets a bloody nose, and then he looks at the news, and
Yeah.
he sees on the news, and that's when a really badass fight happens. And they start they're fighting throughout Seattle.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. And then it all ends up with, so Andrew, before he said, he's like, I'm the apex predator!
Yeah.
Well,
And he screams that in the air, and then he gets fucked up, and then Andrew was like, no, then Matt's like, Andrew, stop! I don't want to do this, stop!
Yeah.
And he I know I'm making fun of it, but the emotion in his voice, though, is real.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
real,
it's
yeah.
real. Because again, they built that chemistry in the
Yeah.
house, so it's like they know how to act like it's like a real big deal.
Yeah.
Because not only, like, and he quoted this earlier, he said this earlier, it's like, you're not just my cousin, you're my friend, too.
Yeah,
like,
we're family.
yeah, so he's like, I don't want to kill him because I know that he's a good guy.
But
he's
I might have to because he might kill everybody here.
Yeah.
Because he's killed multiple people.
Yeah,
just
he's
in the
killed
scene.
a lot of people. And at this point, Andrew's like in a square, like at a city square, and there's a statue behind him of a guy holding a spear, and he's just like fucking telekinetic waving people.
Yeah.
And Andrew,
glass is shattering.
one of the dopest kill scenes in any movie though,
Yeah.
is Andrew just taking the spear off the statue and just Matt throwing it right into Andrew.
It is so sudden.
It's so
Like
sudden.
they show the statue, but you still don't expect what's going to happen.
Yeah,
And this is the only point in the movie where they show a replay.
yeah,
of
they
the
replay
scene.
this scene just
It's
because
just
it's so
different
fast.
angles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, hey, this happened.
Yeah,
Because it's so much chaos, and then
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah, so much chaos, and you're just like, holy shit, because glass is shattering, it's explosions, and then boom, and quiet.
Yeah.
And like it's
so
fucking
quiet
done.
afterwards. Yeah, kills him
Right.
instantly.
See, one of my favorite scenes from the fighting is because they lose the camera that Matt's holding. And then you're like, oh, how are we going to watch this? And then you see cameras from inside the needle looking at it, and then he pulls all their phones and cameras out, and it looks like it's being shot from like a movie camera now because they're just surrounded by cameras. And that's just it's just so smart.
Yeah, it was so cool.
And like back then, the CGI wasn't amazing. Like it's still pretty good though.
Yeah.
I think if this movie was made today, it'd be even bigger because of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that movie
Much-
came out in I think it was 2012.
Yeah,
is when it
2012.
came out. So it's
And for back then, if you compare to other movies, super good.
Yeah, there's only like a few scenes I'm like, oh, that doesn't look great, but it still looks great.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, then Andrew's dead, and then it shows Matt climbing up the mountains that they were talking about going up to.
Andrew wanted to go to Tibet really bad.
Yeah, so Matt shows that saying like, oh, I love you. He gives his piece to Andrew. He shows like he's tearing up too because he wished he would have saved him. That's like kind of where it ends.
Yep, and the cool thing, it ends with just seeing that snowy landscape,
Mhm.
and then it just like goes for that for like a minute, and then it cuts.
Yeah. There was some things that were changed for this movie, like with the dad scene, like him throwing him off the hospital and he survives, was supposed to happen in the original cut.
Oh.
In the original thing, he was supposed to do the spider thing to the dad.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, but they cut it out. Because,
that would have made it way too brutal.
Yeah, they had to make it PG-13.
Yeah.
In the original story was all of them were supposed to go psycho.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Supposedly, online.
Yeah.
Huh. It had a budget of 12 mil, made 126 mil.
Yeah.
So, fucking killed it.
It's still bullshit they won't make sequels. The second and third one are already written, by the way. I don't know if I told you that yet.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
The last, I think I saw online last time it was rumored again was either 2018 or 2019, but it was paused again. I'm hoping, like, because Fox has been bought out by Disney. Like, I'm hoping Disney either reboots it or does a sequel. I hope they just do a sequel because
Matt's a great actor. If
Yeah.
he comes back, I would love that.
Dude, yeah. And he's like, what if he has like a beard and shit?
Yeah, he does real knockoff Chris Evans.
The only downside to this movie that I had was I just wish they went into the alien object that gave him the powers.
Yeah.
But again, that was gonna. I read up on like what the sequel, the second and third one, were gonna be about. It was gonna go way more into it in the sequels.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad they didn't do in this one, because if they would have done an origin of that, would have taken up this whole movie.
Oh, absolutely.
They were really smart in this. They had it all planned out, but it just happened not to come out.
Production just got him.
Honestly, watching this movie, it's pretty fast paced. Like, you're always on to the next thing constantly. But it's like, that's what keeps you involved. Like, that's what keeps you watching it.
It's also
I think it would have ruined it. If not ruined it, but I think it would have made it not as good.
And it wouldn't have made it organic either, because it's all found footage.
I was about to say.
They would have had him like go out and be like, "What's this all about?"
There's like on a computer Googling.
Yeah,
like the
just
camera's
like,
behind the shoulder. It's like, oh, I got it!
So yeah, what's you guys rate this movie?
Oh, 9 out of 10 spears.
10 spears. Yeah, I gave it 4-star also.
Oh, it's fucking great. Honestly, I might even swing to 10. I'm gonna go 9.5 because it's gonna. One day it'll be 10, one day it'll be 9. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I gave it a 9 out of 10 as well. I almost gave it 10 out of 10. It's just so fucking good.
It's so good. I can't really think of a reason why I wouldn't give it 10. So I might 9.5, 10. It's fucking good, dude.
You're gonna give it 10 or just 9.5?
I'm gonna go 9. I don't know why I wouldn't say 10 though. You know, I can't think of anything besides the fact that there's no sequels, but it's not the movie's fault for that happening.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it just plans for a sequel.
Yeah,
you can tell, and then it just doesn't.
But it's kind of ambiguous. It doesn't really need one either.
Yeah.
It's kind of good on its own.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm switching to 10. I talked myself up.
Nice.
Switch that note again, Chance.
Good old 10. Yeah, that was a great movie.
All right, now we're moving on to our main event,
Daredevil. For our main event of Daredevil, we have quotations: a blind lawyer by day, vigilante by night. Matt Murdock fights the crime of New York as Daredevil. As a child, Matt Murdock was blinded by a chemical spill in a freak accident. Instead of limiting him, it gave him superhuman senses that enabled him to see the world in a unique and powerful way. End quotations, IMDb.
Nice.
You should give a credit to the source of that.
IMDb. I don't want to.
They're like specific person.
Yeah. See, Elijah did it.
But that's okay. I just did it because
I think it's yeah. For movies that I'm not like comfortable doing, I'll do that. Yeah.
fuck it.
That's fine. I'm the only one that winged it in this fucking party.
I was laughing because the lawyer.
Yeah. As soon as I said it, I was like, I hope I didn't realize that.
Okay, so. My first one was is that Ben Affleck?
My first one was a part of the opening credits because they did all of them and every like letter was in Braille, and I wrote, "We get it. It's Braille."
The first note I have in this is when it's after he gets blinded. The first note I decided to take down was, why does he go easy on every single kid he's fighting except for the last kid?
Yeah.
Like he's just throwing him around and then he just fucking spin kicks the last kid in the head. So it's like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, doesn't he jump off the side of the wall or something?
I don't remember. I just remember he fucking just whacks that kid.
Yeah. Because before then it's just kind of just like, it's like you're playing with a fucking lightsaber.
Yeah.
You're like, hitting him in the head
And then
shit.
just fucking spins it. Yeah.
He just cracks him upside the head. Oh, it's so funny.
The very opening of the movie though kind of is like, it reminds me of early 2000s movie because it shows him as Daredevil and then he like crashes down and then he starts going back to the past. He's like, here's my crazy story.
Yeah. But you're wondering how I got here right now.
I'm in a big pickle.
It's so funny. And actually, it's kind of crazy watching it over again how much they took from this movie and put it in the show. Like, if you've seen the show, like, there's a lot of familiar stuff in there. I don't know if it's from comics.
It's probably from the comics.
Yeah, but
because him holding the cross at the very beginning is like a famous Daredevil.
Yeah, that's
shot.
a big thing. So, if you watched the show on Netflix, it's like, it's way better.
It's 1,000 times
you
better
don't
than
need
this
to watch the
fucking
movie. But it's dope. It was a fun watch. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and after he got blinded for the very first time, he did a better job than Hogarth, because I actually believe this kid was scared when he was realizing all this shit is so loud around him.
Yeah.
He's thinking cars are driving over him.
Yeah.
I think the kid did a good job portraying just like the little bit that he had.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Back to the fighting scene, though, it's like, why are bullies like wanting to fight a blind kid? I know they bullied him before, but they're just like, I dare ya. It's like, he's blind. But then he kicks all their ass up.
Yeah.
Beats the shit out of all of
Yeah,
them.
they deserve that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, his dad dies in the flashback, which is like the reason that he thinks he should start getting into superhero life.
Yeah.
Because
Daredevil.
he motivates his dad to stop, being
a henchman for evil.
Yeah, because that's what got him into getting hurt, is seeing him beat up a random guy.
Yeah.
And then dad's like, oh, I swear if I work hard on doing good, you're going to work hard on hitting the books. And while he's hitting the books, he's training to be this fucking legendary badass.
Son hits the books, dad hits the bags. That's what he was doing.
Yeah. But yeah, dad dies because he doesn't throw a fight. And then Matt goes out, sees that he dies, sees a signature rose left on there, and that's like what's imprinted in his head is this rose, but he's killed by bad guys.
Yeah.
So he's like, I gotta beat bad guys.
My favorite shot in this movie is when they zoom in on the glasses.
Yes.
Yeah. That was cool.
The when they change scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds you of Baby Driver, huh?
Yeah, it does. Because what is it? Like, I think he's putting on his. I can't remember exactly.
He's like, why aren't you coming out today? And he's like, I have work tonight. And then it just zooms in his glasses, and then he's putting on all this Daredevil shit.
It's such a 2000s movie.
His fucking dominatrix cave.
Yeah, because he's a lawyer, and he loses a case to a guy that he knows is guilty because he can hear his heartbeat and knows when he's lying. So then he's like, I got work to do. So he has a training montage to go just beat him up because he wants to serve his own vigilante justice.
Yeah. Vigilante.
And then goes to this guy's hideout. And that's when you realize that this movie is straight up Nickelback and Evanescence.
All of it. Oh my god. It's like, honestly, if this wasn't the soundtrack, if that wasn't portrayed that way, it would be probably not as good of a movie. Like
honestly, it kind of makes the movie.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to watch it.
It hypes you up.
It's a fun movie to watch only because of that.
Yeah.
And sorry, go ahead.
Growing up, this is the only time I ever heard Nickelback, and whenever my mom had a Nickelback CD in her car, and whenever she'd play it, I would envision that Daredevil was in the band singing. I'm just like, Ben Affleck is Nickelback.
He is Nickelback.
And the very first time I saw a music video of Nickelback, I'm like, who's this blonde fuck?
You're not Ben Affleck.
He looked nothing like the Daredevil.
Yeah, he did.
Where's your outfit, sir?
Devil of Hell's Kitchen. Oh man, this movie was something else. It's weird that he has red hair some of the scenes and he doesn't have red hair the others.
Yeah.
See, I think they only do that because they put a red tint on it to make his glasses flare up because red Daredevil. But it makes his hair red. So
but nothing else is really red though.
Yeah, it's like
just his hair.
Yeah. Pick it.
Yeah.
Is he brown hair or is he red hair?
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
Not even just Ben Affleck. It's like him as a kid too. Both of them, they either have brown hair or red hair.
Yeah.
It's not just the adult has red hair and blah, blah. It's so weird how they do it. There was one scene where, in this movie, Daredevil fucking kills people. Murders people.
I fucking squared the next note, which is Daredevil fucking murdered that guy.
Yeah. He didn't kill him. The C train.
The C train, baby. So
if I kick you into the train tracks and then just let the train run over you.
Because
you don't want to risk your own life, man.
Basically, what happens is he finds this guy. He's like a mobster, and they're fighting shit. And then he throws him onto the train tracks, which is insane because 3 trains go by in 5 minutes.
Yeah. One train Nothing. Another train, then kicks him into the thing, and another train's coming. I'm like,
basically
thankfully none of them
seconds apart.
stopped.
Yeah, for real. So he throws him down, and I don't know why he says it. It's the cheesiest thing. Basically, it's like, that's the C train, baby. And then it goes into music or something. It's like
he's like, that light over there, that's not heaven.
Yeah.
That's the C train.
The C train. And
I thought he was going to say, like, that's hell or something. That would have been cooler.
Yeah, that's hell. Yeah, that would have been way cooler.
That's the C train.
It's so funny. Like,
But the guy screaming actually makes it sound believable. And he's like, I'll kill you.
And then it ends up cutting him in half.
Yeah, straight
I was like, what did I say? I was like, that guy would not be okay. And then as soon as I was saying that, he was lifted up and he was in half. I was like, oh.
I think I was saying, like, he doesn't kill people. I was like, Daredevil doesn't kill people, what the fuck?
Yeah, he comes out unscathed and he's just half a body.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, alright, I don't remember this movie as well as I thought I did.
Yeah. So funny.
John Favreau is back on the podcast.
John Favreau, he's back!
Because he's
happy.
Yeah, he's happy.
Oh, that's right. Who is that? I never remember
Pharrell Williams.
Yeah. Chef.
Happy.
That's copyrighted.
I only did the first 2 seconds. So yeah, we have an ongoing theory that this movie will be in the next phase of the Marvel movies, just because John Favreau's in it.
Yeah. So yeah, if Daredevil comes back, he's gonna be Ben Affleck. Oh yeah, what was it? It's like, Daredevil isn't gonna be Matt Murdock. It's gonna be Ben Affleck. He's like, Ben Affleck. I am Daredevil.
So the most iconic scene in this movie, whenever I think, because I did watch this movie not a whole lot growing up, but I've seen it like at least 10 times.
Yeah.
So a good amount of times, maybe more. But every time I think of it, I always think of the scene. Happy's a cunt for a blind friend. He's the worst at, yeah. So he takes, Murdoch asks for honey to go in his coffee or whatever he's drinking.
It's either honey or tea, one of those.
Yeah, and fucking Happy gives him mustard. Like, gives him the mustard to squirt in it, and because Matt Murdock's a superhero, he knows that it's mustard, and he does a whole switcheroo where he gets Happy to drink the coffee instead.
Yeah.
But that's one scene I remember like so vividly, because I remember thinking the whole time, Happy, you're a dick.
Yeah. Well, also an idiot.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference just by feeling a honey bottle and a mustard bottle.
Yeah.
In the sounds coming out, you can hear...
Are you blind, Chance? Would you know?
I'll close my eyes next time. And then you'll let me know.
If it's not a teddy bear, it's not honey. Okay? So yeah, he does that, and even there's another scene where he's throwing a ball into like one of the mini hoops like on the door, and it keeps hitting the rim but it never goes in, and there's one time he does it and he's like swish and then Matt picks it up and throws it perfectly, and he's like, and then he says something and it's like, you're not blind? Like, what?
I know, man. Yeah. I don't get how Happy has not put this together yet.
I think I'm gonna call him Happy. But yeah, it's like,
Foggy. His name's not Happy.
Yeah,
my
Foggy.
bad. I always thought it was I'm an idiot.
When you said it, I was like, okay.
Where's Happy from?
That's from
Pharrell Williams.
No, isn't
I think that's his name in Iron Man.
Yeah, it is.
My bad.
That's so
My
funny.
bad, everyone. I legitimately thought it was Happy the whole time.
Yeah.
It's Foggy.
And then Batman comes out.
Superman goes, Martha! And it just everything goes to shit.
But yeah, Jennifer Gardner's in this movie. She plays Elektra. He can just smell hotness. He just senses it when she walks through the door.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to talk to her, and then just follows her because she hasn't given him her name. And then they just have a random fight scene.
They just start fucking duking it out in the park, which is the weirdest thing.
Yeah, for him it makes sense, but for her it's like she's not trained at all yet, right?
Well, she's trained in a sense.
She's trained enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing like shit on teeter-totters, and it's insane. Like they're flipping around. I don't know. It's crazy.
But yeah, he grabs her.
Running around.
He grabs her wrist and she's like, "Don't touch me!" And then they just start fighting.
Yeah, well, he wants her name, and then she goes to swing on him, and then he just fucking dodges out of the way. And she's like, "Are you sure you're blind?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so many blind jokes in this movie too.
Oh yeah.
Because there was one, she was like, "Do you know that guy?" And he's like, "I've never seen him."
Never seen him before.
It took me a second to get it. I was like, fuck you.
But yeah, it's amazing that like they do this big fight scene and nobody sees it and being like, that's weird that this blind guy's fighting. Maybe he's the Daredevil.
Dude, my note on this fight scene is random fight scene with epic guitar riffs. Because it's not really a full song. It's just a dude shredding a guitar as they're fucking fighting.
It's like a kid in the background. He's like, dressed up as Nickelback.
And by this time, you've seen who Kingpin is.
Oh, yeah.
And the casting for Kingpin is so fucking cool.
So sick.
Michael Clark Duncan is his name.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Oh, that guy. It was so cool.
Yeah,
I forgot he was Kingpin at first. I remember it was someone. I just couldn't remember who it was. And then he showed up like, oh, yeah.
If you don't know who that is, it's John Coffey from The Green Mile. He's the guy that has healing powers.
Yes.
He has the opposite powers in this movie.
he does
killing
powers.
Fucker can heal himself getting his knees kicked in. He doesn't even feel it.
Yeah.
Oh, he feels it because he screams, but he just doesn't give a shit.
But he's just like kneeling on him still.
Yeah. And then don't forget the bad guy. The other bad guy.
We meet Bullseye. He's like throwing darts in a bar, and it's funny because Lige said that he looks a lot like Brady's brother, and now I just can never not see Colin Farrell being Brady's brother.
It's so funny.
I think next time I see him, I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, dude, are you Colin Farrell?"
Can I get your autograph?
But in the bar, you see the first kill from Bullseye, and it's unrealistic, but it's dope.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's not real because like he takes a fucking a paper clip, and he unfolds it all, and he just fucking throws it into a dude's throat.
Yeah,
but he throws like 4 pieces, and they're just like
yeah,
and they stick in his throat. He's like, but if you kind of look at it, I don't think it goes in far enough for it to really.
Literally, it's kind of just it might as well just be therapy. Like the back therapy thing.
Yeah, the acupuncture.
Yeah, acupuncture.
Did you say back therapy?
Yeah. I didn't know what it was.
Pokes in the throat. Is like, oh, my back.
I can talk more now.
He kills an old lady on the plane because she's talking to him, so he just takes some peanuts and just flicks it off the train into her throat.
That was kind of dope.
Oh, that's when we find out that he has an accent. Because when
he's Irish.
He hasn't talked this whole time, and then finally, she's like, "Would you like anything else?" He's like, "More peanuts, please." And he says it so weird. I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Well, that's Colin Farrell's actual accent.
Yeah, but
is he really Irish?
Yes.
I had no idea.
I just didn't I was not thinking of it like that, But throughout the rest of the movie, it's totally normal. But when it's just not what I expected the first time hearing him.
More peanuts, please.
More peanuts, please.
Yeah, then the movie kind of just takes off from there. It's kind of following. So Matt, if you don't know anything about Daredevil, Matt Murdock is a lawyer by day, Daredevil at night. Yeah. When he feels that the justice system failed one of his clients or anyone that he really knows about, then he suits up, becomes Daredevil, and just goes and murders people.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing in this movie. And then there's the whole subterfuge thing of Kingpin. He's trying to take over shit. And Elektra's dad is a powerful dude, so he puts a hit on Elektra's dad, and then that's where Elektra into it. Yeah, that's where Bullseye comes in, because Bullseye's hired to kill Elektra's dad. Turns out Daredevil's not good at protecting people.
Well, yeah, because they're at the dance together, and they're like dancing together, and on another right across the room, Kingpin threatens into Elektra's dad's ear, pretty much saying like, "You're gonna die tonight."
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, Matt can hear trucks from miles away.
He smells hotness.
Yeah, he can smell hot, but he can't hear a conversation 10 feet away.
Yeah.
To warn Elektra, be like, "Hey, I think your dad's going to die."
Yeah, your dad's getting kind of fucked on.
I think I should go suit up and then zoom into my glasses.
Yeah. So he finally suits up. Bullseye shows up. Bullseye ends up taking Daredevil's fucking stick. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
Takes his cane that turns into an awesome thing. Mm-hmm. And he fucking throws it, kills Elektra's dad. That's when Elektra thinks Daredevil did it. And then, of course, what happens next? She vows revenge.
And has Evanescence training montage.
That's what I was waiting for. Yeah! Wake me up! And she's like fucking spin kicking bags around her apartment.
That's I was like, why did I write throwback? And I was like, that's why.
Yeah. That's it. There it is.
Who set up all these bags for her?
Dude, I don't get it, because they all fall at specific times. So like, does she have a candle at certain lengths that's gonna burn the rope?
I know she did. She bought a bunch of dominoes.
That's her mental training in the beginning is setting up the dominoes perfectly.
Yeah, so they can knock her down at certain times, and she presses planned evidences, and as soon as she hears like
Baby Driver's it.
and then she just and then she waits.
Starts fucking stabbing.
It's like her 8th attempt. She's like, finally, now I can kill Daredevil.
Does she even do anything else besides slice the bags?
No, she just kicks and slices the bags. That's all she does.
She
That's
does
all
a-
you see.
She has a Daredevil back kick on one of them.
Cool.
Dude, how are these fucks jumping so high?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we need to talk about that. So during this fight scene that you see next, okay, Daredevil does it, and you're like, okay.
Well, even in the first scene that you see Daredevil, he's jumping from a giant building onto like scaffolding or whatever.
Yeah,
breaking
catwalk.
them.
Yeah,
And he's just jumping crazy. He does a frontwards backflip, a gurney, like a mile.
yeah. Dude, no, I get you. I think it's weird as shit too.
Daredevil can't jump that high.
No, well, I will allow Daredevil just like.
Yeah,
Maybe his senses got so enhanced he can like fine tune his shit. That's the. Otherwise, no.
Yeah.
He doesn't get strength enhanced.
No.
It's you literally just is like all his senses.
Yeah,
Like,
and Elektra does it too.
Yeah, and then Elektra does it, and then Bullseye does it.
Yeah.
You're like, how are these fuckers jumping so high?
Like, I can understand if he has like an extra 5 feet of jump.
Yeah.
That would make sense
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
But he's jumping buildings, and he falls crazy heights and just lives.
Yeah.
So well, that's my one thing that kind of gives an excuse for all of it, is that it is a good comic book feel. If you made all of these scenes look like they were like comic book style, you'd be like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But
It's not.
for back then, yeah, it's like I think that's why back then it was good, but now watching it compared to other like movies, it's like they make it feel real. It's like that guy, he jumps like you would jump if you were just really good at jumping. This is like, you're fucking yumping, dude. Like
you know, yeah, it's nuts.
jumping across the fucking
He's
building.
a big boy jump.
Jumps easily 2 stories in the air.
I'm like, damn. Yeah, because it would just be out of nowhere, too. That was the funniest part. Because they're like doing normal stuff, and he's like, whoosh!
He just fucking launches in the air.
Even in their fight in the park, they're like fighting by teeter-totters,
Yeah.
and then they do a thing, and then they both do a giant backflip perfectly onto teeter-totters. Like, I can get jumping at the same time, but that backflip,
No.
impossible.
I'm gonna do flips. And
So,
shit, like,
Elektra
smiles.
and Daredevil eventually meet up.
They fight.
They fucking fight. They fight it out. Elektra kicks the shit out of Daredevil, but mainly because he doesn't want to hurt her. He's like, oh, you're my love.
He's trying to talk to her, being like, I didn't kill your father, and she's like, liar.
Liar! Like
Okay, and this is the weird part. So she ends up fucking throwing her knife. What is the knife, right?
It's an Eskrima. No, I lied. What's it called?
Sai.
Sai, yeah.
Yeah,
Eskrima is a
so
stick thing. My
She's
bad.
not throwing that through her
It's not
shoulder.
a yellow belt.
Is that what hits him, or was it
No,
a bullet?
she stabs him.
No, I think she ends up
Stabbing him. Okay,
Yeah, she straight up stabs
So,
him in
yeah.
the shoulder.
She stabs him in the shoulder. He drops down. She's like, I'm going to find out who you really are. Rips his mask off. It's Matt Murdock. What the fuck? And then instead of her being like, you killed my father? My love? She's like, it wasn't you. I'm sorry.
You know, I get what you're saying. I kind of like that part just because it's different. Because you always get the, you were the one that killed my dad. No, she's like, oh, he was telling the truth.
But they only knew each other for 2 days.
Yeah, but they fucked, Chance.
Yeah.
At this point, they've already fucked.
But in her head, she should be like, oh, King could send someone to build this like love with me, so I let my guard down, you know?
But she's an idiot.
Yeah, big ol'
But then,
dum-dum.
thankfully, Bullseye shows up and he's like, ha ha ha. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
does
I
a
don't
giant
even know.
whistle, and he's like,
He's like, that's.
wait, he's laughing, he's like,
Yeah. Basically like the fucking Raiden laugh.
So, yeah,
Bullseye wants to come and kill Daredevil because
Daredevil made me miss.
yeah, that's the whole thing. He made him miss. Like, he doesn't even have to. His only mission is to kill Elektra's dad and Elektra.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he has to do. He's like, I also want to kill the devil because you made me miss, and I need a suit that looks exactly the same as what I've been wearing this whole movie.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
That
true.
makes me think there has to be.
Like a cutscene where he gets a suit.
Yeah. Or, I don't even know, dude.
Or maybe it's a suit for the sequel.
For the sequel.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
So yeah, Elektra, Bullseye fight. Guess what? Bullseye fucks up Elektra.
Yeah.
With a cool stab scene. I like that stab scene. It's
Yeah.
very memorable. It doesn't pierce through the
yeah.
back of her suit.
yeah.
It's just like a giant like stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see it. You see the back of her suit sticking up.
Yeah, but it
that's
doesn't
why-
pierce through the suit.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why I
okay,
like
yeah.
it.
It goes through a whole human body, but not a little bit of leather. I
Well,
gotcha.
because that's also a shot in the comics because they.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they
Okay.
can show piercing through a human.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
So
I can
they
agree.
wanted to recreate that in the movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they
Also ties
fucking
back to that comic
throw her
book
down
thing.
a story, but like it doesn't look like it's that far of a drop. And then Matt's all of a sudden there. No, she crawls over to Matt, but she got thrown into a different building.
She was so far away.
She was probably crawling and then does a jump. It's like, Matt,
and
I'm
then,
dying.
Dies in Matt's arms, and then motherfucker change. Oh, and then we get caught up to the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this is where I left off.
yeah. And we get a. Go ahead. What you say?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Oh yeah, were you gonna talk about the?
I was going to say they're in the church, and then I was going to talk about the bull scene.
Yeah. So then, Bullseye comes back, and they're fighting.
Yeah.
And so this was, Chance said that this was a cool part in the movie that he liked when like he was a kid, was when he breaks the glass and then he picks it up like Spider-Man. Like so Spider-Man with the tray when he catches all the fruit and shit on it.
But he just catches like 2 handfuls of glass and makes it look like shurikens.
Yeah.
And he just throws them all at once at him.
Throwing them. But it reminded me of the scene from The Grinch where he's like, jury duty. Because that's what he's like doing. And he's like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
But he's not even saying it. He's like, ha 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 ha.
Oh, it's such a funny scene.
My favorite fight scene of that. Mm-hmm. My favorite scene in that whole fight scene was when fucking Bullseye first shows up when they decide they're gonna fight. Mm-hmm. He grabs a communion bowl and just fucking hucks it across the thing, and Daredevil does not move.
He just stands there and he's like, oh!
He just takes it right to the fucking throat. Dude, he's just
so funny.
Dude, you're blind but not blind. Why would you just let him throw that at you?
Yeah. You've dodged every other hit in this movie.
Yeah.
And
he just fucking lets it happen.
So funny.
And
He's like,
the one thing I wrote in here is, why is there bats?
Oh,
why is
yeah.
there bats when they in the
fighting
church?
on the organ.
Yeah.
Like I would understand 1 or 2 bats because bats get in houses all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like a swarm of bats.
Yeah, they fly out like they're fucking predicting that he's gonna be.
Like it could be a Dungeons and Dragons monster.
Yeah,
how many
dude,
bats there are?
It's because Ben Affleck's Batman. Yeah. Idiot. He's getting his origin story.
He's like, I'm scared of bats.
But yeah, then Bullseye eventually realizes that loud noises stuns Daredevil, so he starts like wailing on the organ pipes, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually Daredevil he just throws Bullseye out of the fucking church.
Yeah, he fucks him up a little bit, and then he just throws him out the window.
Yeah.
So that also and then he lands on a cop car, and that leads me to my next statement, which is how the fuck do the cops keep tracking these guys throughout the whole city?
How does anyone track anyone?
It does.
Yeah.
This is 2005. It's before they start doing like the crazy cell phone scanning things, and they're not. There's no way they're even doing that back then for that. And they don't use guns.
Yeah.
Daredevil, Elektra, and Bullseye are all fighting hand to hand, and the cops keep showing up to where they're at.
Yeah.
They're fighting on rooftops. No one around. Like, I'm also talking like a small building in the middle of a lot of large ones, so it's not even like you can see them from the street. Yeah. And they keep fucking following them. I don't get it.
And how does Bullseye find Daredevil and Elektra?
Yeah.
It's just, people just know where they are. Like, Daredevil is the only one that I can understand that finds anyone.
Yeah, because of his echolocation bullshit.
Yeah, but everyone just finds people.
It's so
like
weird.
Elektra found Daredevil, Bullseye found them, cops find them in one building, Bullseye finds Daredevil in the church for some reason, cops know that they're in the church. It doesn't make sense.
Dude, maybe Bullseye just knows if you just patrol Hell's Kitchen long enough, you'll find him. So he's just like running around on rooftops.
Doing a jump.
Yeah, dude, just fucking jump. Yeah, and then
we have to head to the big boss battle.
yeah, I was about to say. And then we get Kingpin's fight after that.
Yeah, which is actually pretty cool.
After he finds out that Kingpin was the one that killed his daddy.
Yeah.
He figure that one out.
Because Kingpin is always the one that leaves the rose.
Yep. They figure that out.
He was a henchman, now he's the shit.
Yeah, now he's the king. He was a pin, now he's Kingpin.
And that comes to the scene where we were talking about earlier where it gets his knees fucking... Oh, this was actually a pretty cool scene.
I forgot this happened.
So he slides, they're fighting, and it's like... I don't know, it's a pretty cool fight.
Yeah, I like the fight scene because originally Kingpin's just tossing him.
Yeah, he just... The first thing he does is Daredevil runs on him and Kingpin just grab him fucking... Yeah!
Because that's what Kingpin does.
Yeah,
he's like a tower of force that just has super strength.
Yeah.
Stupid amount of strength.
Michael Clark Duncan gained like 40 pounds for this role.
He didn't need to. That guy was fucking...
Yeah,
huge to
he's
begin
a
with.
big boy. And then like Matt figures out, he remembers the electric kiss because with water he can see better, so he activates like some water system, starts beating the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And
so then after that he ends up sliding under his legs, like in between them, and then he fucking kicks his kneecaps, breaking his fucking legs, and then he drops down on the ground, which is still, if your kneecaps are broke, like he bent them backwards, and then he's like still like kneeling on his knees.
Yeah.
You gotta go fetal.
Yeah, how the fuck are you doing
You
that?
you go ass and your legs are just hanging.
Yeah. You go full turtle.
Yeah, full turtle on your back.
And then, well, I don't even know. So how does he expose Kingpin?
What do you mean?
How does he expose that he is Kingpin? Because Kingpin is like, they're coming for you now. They're gonna believe me because Kingpin is what's his name? What's his actual name?
Like in those
In
comics
real
or
Comics.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Shit.
I can't remember.
Oh fuck! Hold on.
I know because he talks about it in
The new
show.
Daredevil show is how you hear
Yeah.
it because it's what his love keeps calling him.
Yeah.
His wife only calls him by his actual name. Yeah.
But so he is an actual public figure. He's a big guy. Like
Yeah.
everybody loves him.
Wilson Fisk.
Wilson Fisk.
That's what it is. So in Kingpin's mind, he's like, oh, they're coming for the Daredevil. He killed people. And he's like, no, haven't you heard? Word's out on the Kingpin. They're coming for you. And then I don't really know how that happens though.
I don't.
Like, how do we find out?
I might have
I'm
missed
just-
it, but
I know.
That's actually what he says. The word's out on the Kingpin. He doesn't actually say how
Yeah.
or why.
yeah.
The only thing I can think of is
So-
that Bullseye just turned on him. That's got to be it.
Yeah, but there's no way Bullseye's awake right now. He
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
fell asleep.
I thought he fucking died until
Yeah.
you told me about the after credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't make sense. But then he's just like, I want to tell people about you, and he's like, oh, you want to tell people about me, and then everyone's gonna figure out that you got beaten up by a blind man when you go to jail. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay,
That
never
was
mind.
well. I thought it was stupid too because a blind guy with fucking superpowers. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell people I got beat up by a superhuman. That's
Yeah.
fine with me.
Yeah. I'll just be like, turns out the Daredevil's blind. So
Dude, I really think they're just trying to end it. They're just
Yeah.
trying to end that last little bit.
yeah, honestly. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I still enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, it was a fun watch.
Had a budget of 78 mil, made 170 back. So I mean, it's a superhero movie, as
Yeah.
expected.
it's one of the first ones, really.
Mhm.
Not like Marvel. That is.
Yeah, like the one thing that I kept
Think Spider-Man
seeing
came out
is
with
like there was multiple different people that was reportedly going to play Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
One was Colin Farrell,
Oh shit.
but because
Oh, that's right.
Ben got it, then Colin was Bullseye. Matt Damon,
Fuck.
which would have been
hell.
fucking
so
hilarious. And Vin Diesel.
Oh my gosh, what the fuck?
I think he was doing Chronicles of Riddick at this time,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
He plays a different blind guy.
yeah.
I could have seen him as Daredevil because, like, in the comics, like, I could see it.
If he
but,
never took the suit off, yeah.
Yeah, compared to now, I'm
If
like,
you
there's
gave him
no
a
way.
fucking wig,
Yeah.
dude, that would look gross.
Dude.
I wouldn't watch it.
Can you imagine giving him a wig but no eyebrows?
And then one thing, Kevin, what's his name?
Bacon?
Kevin
no.
Feige?
No.
Smith?
Wait,
oh, yeah, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith is in it because,
That was actually really cool.
yeah,
I like that a lot. That was cool.
And
He
if
was
you
the medical
watch, if
examiner.
you've seen fucking Jay and Silent Bob, what is that? Return.
Strike Back.
Yeah, Strike Back. Fucking Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are in that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a good flip around for like a serious movie now.
And
So yeah.
Kevin Smith's now back in our universe again.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that was a
Yoga
really cool
hosers.
cameo.
So, what's our ratings here? I'm going to go 3 out of 5 size.
Size.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3. I gave it 3 stars.
I also gave it 3.
It was a good movie.
Out of 10, I'm going to go 6.
Yes.
Does that equal out?
Yes.
Okay, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Not a math teacher chance.
Math teacher. So yeah, I thought it was alright.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch again because there was a lot that I forgot about it because I hadn't seen it in a long time. So it was a good little throwback.
All right,
That's
into the super secret thing.
Okay, so this is something that I kind of want to do, but it just kind of depends how it goes. Might not even make it into the final cut, but I would like to do every 5 episodes. I present you guys your rankings for the past 5 episodes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you guys want me to give you the whole 15 or just like top 5, bottom 5.
Do top 5, bottom 5.
Okay, and if you guys want to change them, then we can change your rankings. This gives you an opportunity to hear your rankings, and if you agree with them,
I like
We're
it.
golden.
I like it.
Okay.
who wants to go first?
I go first. I love myself.
You want top or bottom?
Let's go bottom.
Okay.
I already know what some of them are. I know what 3 of them are.
Okay, so I'm gonna go like the last one's gonna be your worst.
Okay.
So this
I
is
like
tied with 2 out of 5 ranking is Beetlejuice and Mortal Kombat,
Oh, shit. I wouldn't think it would be those ones. That's fucking funny.
and then right under that is Halloween with a 1.5 out of 5, and then tied for last place, You are the only one that has a tie for last place.
Oh shit!
That's why I love myself.
You have Nightmare on Elm Street and Poltergeist with a 1 out of 5.
Dude, I knew it was gonna be those ones. Were gonna be my worst.
Yeah.
I knew that whole because I just wasn't a fan that whole fucking week.
Yeah, and the one that just missed your bottom 5 is Daredevil 3 out of 5.
Gotcha.
So do you want to switch up any of that, or is that like?
No,
perfect
you can
for
leave it. Yeah,
Okay.
you can leave that. Beetlejuice is apt.
Okay, your top 5 was the easiest one to make because all 5 of them are 5 out of 5.
Tell me, dude, I know myself.
You give 5s like hell. So tied for 1 is Baby Driver, Coco, Tusk, Zoolander, and Fanboys.
Damn.
So tied for 1, I would do Baby Driver, Coco. What was the other one? There was Tusk, Zoolander, and what was the...
Fanboys.
So, yeah, Baby Driver, Coco, and Fanboys are my 1. The other ones I'd put at 2. Tusk, realistically, could probably go 3.
Okay.
I put it in my top 5 for sure, but I think I put it 3.
Yeah, the ones I just missed out would be Chronicle. Chronicle is your 9.5 out of.
Yeah.
10.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd put Chronicle above Tusk.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
oh really?
Yeah,
Okay.
easy.
Okay, then I'll switch Tusk to 3. And
Yeah.
I'll put Chronicle as also at 2.
Yeah.
Let's Be Cops is right under Chronicle. They were originally tied, but then you switched it to a 9.5.
Which Let's Be Cops I think would be under that for me.
And for Lige, also tied for. Wait, do you want to do top or bottom first?
I'll do bottom.
Okay, so
Power bottom, I like it.
we have a tie with 3.5 out of 5. Beetlejuice and Nightmare.
Okay.
And then right under that is Daredevil with 3 out of 5.
Yep.
And then Mortal Kombat with a 2.5 out of 5.
Oh yeah.
Very last place is Poltergeist with a 1.5 out of 5.
Yeah. That makes sense for me.
The one just missing out was Halloween with 3.75 out of 5.
3.75.
I remember you did that. I got pissed off. I was like, you idiot.
That was the one rating that there's 2 movies that don't have a 0.5, and one of them's yours, one of them's mine. But that one, I was just like, I typed them all on a calculator so I could make sure that they're correct.
Yeah.
And yeah, that one really tricked me. But is there anything you want to fix about your bottom 5?
Honestly, I think that's probably pretty square.
And then top 5. At 5, we have a tie. So yours is actually going to have 6 because that's tie at 5th. With Zoolander. Wait, no. Never mind. You have like a 5-way tie because you gave like so many 4 out of 5s.
Yeah,
So-
I'm pretty good doing 4 out of 5s, dude.
You don't want to be mean, but you don't want to give him a...
Tied at 4th is Iron Giant, Chronicle, Tusk, Zoolander, Iron Man, and Fanboys.
Oh my gosh.
And then right above that, at 4.5 out of 5, is Let's Be Cops as your number 3.
Okay.
And then Tusk. Oh wait, no, sorry. Tied for first is Coco and Baby Driver with 5 out of 5.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I wrote Coco as number 1 for you because you speak really highly of that one, so I wasn't really sure. But yeah,
I would put
it's still
Baby Driver and Coco at number 1.
yeah.
No doubt.
But
No doubt.
do you want to break any tiebreakers for your 4 and 5?
So okay, read them off again.
Okay, so starting at number 1, we have Coco and Baby Driver. Let's Be Cops at 3, and then tied from 4 and 5, so you can pick any 2. Fanboys, Iron Man, Zoolander, Tusk, Chronicle, and Iron Giant.
Dang. Okay, so I put Chronicle up a little higher. Same with Iron Giant.
So is that your 4 and 5 respectively?
Sounds like it to me.
Dang, I don't know because they're all like I would still put them all at 4 stars.
So let's do your 4th, and then the rest are tied for 5th. So
So my 4th, I'd probably do. Oh man!
don't give Lige a
hard.
decision.
I
He can't
know,
fucking
I
make
can't
one.
do it. We were trying to figure out next week's lineup.
It took us like an hour and a half.
I was like, oh, I don't know. So I'll put it. I'll do Chronicle.
Okay. So the rest are tied for 5th.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then for mine's a little messed up because I forgot to put the latest episode on there because I was just going off of YouTube all over again.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, there's a new one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so for mine, I have 6 in the bottom because I have a tie at 3 out of 5 with Beetlejuice and Daredevil. And then with 2.5 out of 5, I have Nightmare, same as Halloween. And then under that is Mortal Kombat with a 2 out of 5. And very last is Poltergeist with a 1 out of 5. So Poltergeist was at all of our bottoms.
This is the worst fucking movie, dude.
Respectively.
That whole week for me was my worst week, for being honest.
Hey guys, we're all in there.
I'm in there.
I'm in there.
And then tied for 5th, with me, I have a few with 4 out of 5. It's Iron Man, Let's Be Cops, Iron Giant, and Fanboys. And then above that, I have Chronicle with 9 out of 10, and then Coco with 4.8 out of 5.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got reasons.
Yeah, and then tied up first is Baby Driver and Tusk, which I don't even want to change because Tusk still blows my mind.
Tusk was really good. It's just when I compare it to those other movies, I like them a little more.
This, like, the way I rank things is just if I want to rewatch them again. Like, how much enjoyment am I going to have rewatching it? And I think if I show, like, any friend this movie, I'm going to get so much enjoyment out of this. Like, our friend Sierra, who listens to all the podcasts.
Shout out Sierra!
She watches all of them, comments on all of them, and I told her, watch this movie before you watch our podcast. And she was like, dude, that's the most fucking crazy movie I've ever seen.
Just when you see his fucking walrus face, that's really when it sets you over the edge.
Dude, anytime I see a walrus now, I'm like, Tusk.
Yeah, Mr. Tusk.
I just watched the movie. It was Logan's Run. I was talking to you guys about it. And there's a walrus statue made of ice. I was like, Mr. Tusk.
But yeah, for my 5th tiebreaker, I'm going to keep Iron Man just for like the symbolism of like Marvel Universe. And it's the start of ours. So that's the only reason I kept it. Yeah. But yeah, that's our top and bottom. Yeah. I don't want to like keep it all on one list. I think if we keep doing this on the next 5, it'll just be 15 on its own again.
Yeah,
rank
definitely.
One's 15 because with all 5 out of 5s, we're just going to have... Eventually our list is just going to be 5 out of 5s or 1 out of 5s.
Yeah. On our 20th episode, maybe we could do a top...
a big...
Yeah, the top 5 of the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, we can always change our ratings. Like, there's just things that we throw out at you
I
guys.
did today.
Yeah. Like, again, we're not, like, critics or anything. We're just like,
We're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
I like it.
This thing's pure fun. And so, that concludes it.
Yeah, thank you everybody that tuned in and listened for the whole thing. If you just jumped around, I don't like you as much, but I still appreciate you.
I respect you being here.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this right now.
Give us that view.
It's a bitch.
So remember, you can follow us on all the platforms. Our Twitter is Boys Night Picks. Picks. I run the Twitter and I don't even remember. It's Boys Night Picks. Our YouTube is the same. We don't have an Instagram, do we?
No, I kind of want to make an Instagram.
Yeah, let's make an Instagram. Fuck it, let's do it.
Then we could put up our
We'll do a
movie
Facebook
posters
page
and stuff
too.
like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not Facebook.
Yeah.
But
Fuck you, Zuckerberg.
So our social media will be Boys Night Picks. Our streaming services is Boy Night Pictures.
Yes, pictures.
Yes. There wasn't enough room on
there's
Twitter.
Cap limits.
Yeah.
And just give us some subscribes.
Yeah.
Share with your friends.
Where's this up?
Stuff our way, you know?
Yeah.
We're still learning, but the incentive of money will make us learn faster.
Exactly. And also we can buy another microphone. We just have the one.
And a mixer. So
So we won't blow your ears out every time when I yell about, he built it in a cave with a box of scraps!
I could crush you, you know?
I am the apex predator! And
it's a carriage house!
thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next week when we watch
Alien vs. Predator, Voices, and Pacific Rim.
Shit Rim!
The theme of next week is we all picked a movie that one of us doesn't like. Yeah. So you guys will have to listen to... Well, I mean, Brady kind of spoiled one of them.
Yeah, but Pacific Rim fucking sucks. I'll tell you that.
Guess what? He's the one who likes it.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
See ya.
Peace.